The Invisible Circus Max traced the faded illustration in his worn copy of the Starlight Stidonite on a comet. Sword raised, tucked between the pages, something glinted. A ticket, impossibly thin and warm, stamped with swirling constellations and the words, "Admit 1, the Invisible Circus." He blinked. It shimmered, then vanished from his fingers only to reappear tucked behind his ear, humming like a tiny tuning fork. That night, as moonlight pooled on his rug, the air above his bed rippled, not like heat haze, but like water stirred by a dream. A ladder woven from spider silk and comet dust unspooled from the ceiling. Max climbed, heart pounding with a thrill that tasted like fizzy lemonade. He stepped onto a cloud platform floating among the stars. Before him stretched the Invisible Circus, visible only because Max knew, deep in his bones, that it was there. Tents bloomed like luminous flowers. One spun from captured auroras, another stitched from midnight velvet and firefly wings. Performers, shimmered acrobats, somersaulting on ribbons of solidified moonlight, clowns juggling orbs of pure laughter that chimed like bells, a ringmaster whose top hat brimmed with swirling galaxies. The air thrummed with music made of wind chimes and whale song. But something was wrong. The colors were thin. The laughter orbs sputtered, the moonbeam ribbons frayed at the edges. The ringmaster, Maestro Sepia, a being of stardust and sorrowful eyes, bowed low. A believer. Welcome, Max. But you see our plight. The circus fades. Why? Max whispered, watching a stardust acrobat stumble, her form momentarily flickering like a dying bulb. Because the world forgets, Zephyr sighed, his voice like rustling pages. Children grow too busy, too certain they stop looking for magic in the cracks of the ordinary, without fresh belief, without imagination. We cannot hold our shape. He gestured to the grand center ring, where the heart of wanderer pulsing, opalescent crystal flickered weakly. When it dims completely, the circus vanishes forever. Max's chest tightened. He couldn't let this place of impossible joy disappear. What can I do? Rekindle the spark, Zephyr urged. Show them the magic is real. But how? Max looked around desperately. His eyes landed on his own hands. He remembered building pillow forts that became castles, turning rain puddles into oceans for toy boats, whispering secrets to fireflies. Imagination wasn't just seeing. He realized it was doing. He ran to the center ring, ignoring the worried murmurs of the fading performers. He closed his eyes, not to shut out the world, but to dive deep into his own. He pictured his old red wagon, not just wood and rust, but a dragon chariot pulled by squirrels. He imagined his dog, Buster, not just barking, but singing opera. He poured every scrap of his childhood wonder, the taste of snowflakes, the sound of crickets on a summer night, the feeling of flying on a swing into the space before him. And then he acted. He grabbed a frayed moonbeam ribbon. Instead of despairing, he wove it, humming a tune his grandma used to sing. He didn't just watch the laughter orbs. He laughed a real, belly-deep, snorty laugh that startled even him. The sound hit the sputtering orbs, and they flared back to life, chiming brighter than before. He scooped up handfuls of drifting stardust and blew on them like dandelion seeds, whispering, "Be butterflies." And they were tiny glowing wings fluttering towards the heart of wonder. One by one, the performers caught his spirit. The acrobats spun faster, their movements fueled by Max's infectious energy. The clowns juggled his laughter with renewed vigor. Maestro Zephyr raised his baton, conducting not just music, but belief itself. Max focused everything on the heart of wonder. He didn't just wish for it to shine. He remembered the pure, uncomplicated joy of believing in something wonderful just because it felt true. He sent that filling, warm, golden wave of pure, childlike hope straight into the crystal. FWOOM. The heart of wonder exploded with light, not harsh, but soft, deep, and all-encompassing. It washed over the circus, mending the tents, brightening the stardust, solidifying the moonbeams. The music swelled, richer and more joyful than ever. The Invisible Circus blazed back into full, glorious existence, humming with renewed magic. As the first rays of dawn tinged the sky, Max felt the familiar tug of home. Maestro Zephyr pressed a tiny, warm star into his palm. "Carry this, believer, and tell them to look." Back in his room, dawn light painted his walls. The golden ticket was gone, but the star in his hand pulsed softly. Max ran to his window. Below, a little girl walked to school, head down, kicking a stone. Max took a deep breath, climbed onto his roof carefully, and held up the star. It flared, casting a beam of pure circus light onto the sidewalk. The girl looked up. She blinked. Then, slowly, a smile spread across her face, a smile that held the echo of moonbeam acrobats and chiming laughter. She couldn't see the circus yet, but she felt it. And that was the first, most important step. Max grinned. The magic wasn't gone. It just needed someone to believe it back into the world. One golden ticket, one shared star, one act of wild imagination at a time.